Hey, it's Ryan and Riley, and we recently had the awesome pleasure of sitting down with our teacher, Marianne Williamson. We talked with her about her new book, The Law of Divine Compensation, on work, money, and miracles. Check out what she has to say.
There's a difference between the strictly mental and the spiritual, because the Course in Miracles has a term magic, and magic is where you use your mind to get what you want. Miracles is not where you tell the universe what you want. I can just tell the universe what I want if I think it. That's mental power. That's not spiritual power. So the only problem I have is when people call that the spiritual journey. The spiritual journey is where you place yourself in service to the universe. You ask how you could be of service to it. And that's what we're talking about in this book, because that's what we talk about anytime we're talking about real miracles. I have known people who had what seemed to me like enormous wealth who were not happy. So this is not about just getting what you want. This is about being aligned with the universe in such a way that the goal really is inner peace. And the idea here is that in the presence of a certain level, a certain alignment of internal peace, you automatically think the thoughts and take the actions, which lift all things in your life to their highest creative possibility. Money, no more and no less than anything else. But work is an important conversation from a spiritual perspective, because work is how we express our creativity. Work is how we put out into the world that which is in our hearts in the deepest way. Everybody wants that feeling. Everybody wants to feel like we got up this morning and did something of value. We all want that. It's human to want that. And yet, usually, when we, in this society, the conversation around work is, you do something to get money. Well, in Law of Divine Compensation, the conversation is much higher than what you do to get money. It's not a job that then gives you money. It's a calling. It's not something out there that you're looking for. It's something that it arises organically, that you give birth to. You know, because women were in patriarchal societies not allowed in a conversation for so long, a lot of the gifts that we bring have not been in the conversation. And part of the gift that we bring is our own experience, and our experience of giving birth, I think, is very helpful, not only to women, but to men, because when it comes to a career, we all give birth. We all give birth to our work in the world. In other words, it comes from within us. It's not something we're looking for out there. It's something that arises organically from the field of who we are. Now, anytime we identify with something we do that is separate from what everybody else does, or that we are separate from what everybody else is, we're white or we're black, we're a Jew or we're Christian, we're gay or we're straight, we're man or we're woman. By definition, that's not the deepest identification. That's not the deepest, most authentic self. The deepest, most authentic self is the self that we share. And when it comes to career, as much as anything else, our power comes from that place which is not different than anyone else. So in the Course in Miracles, there's this idea of ministry. And what it would mean in terms of work and money is that we all have the same job. Your job is to be the best Riley possible. Your job is to be the best Ryan possible. My job is to be the best Marianne possible. And when we are, and the universe is programmed to support us in that. You having your gifts, you having your gifts, me having my gifts. What we tend to do is we tend to look at the form of the work we do in the world and make it more important than the content. And that's not how you become empowered in the world. You know, counterintuitive as it is, the way to have power in the material world is to know that you're not of the material world. And so what happens then is that we realize that the form of my work is not the issue. The issue is my employment, which I cannot lose, because I was employed by God the moment I was born.
So definitely go out and get your copy of Marianne Williamson's new book, The Law of Divine Compensation, on work, money, and miracles.